pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, Tammy, roll call. Ms. Dimitrov? Here. Mr. Keaton?
Here.
Mr. Dalton?
Here.
Miss Helinski?
Here.
Miss Duffy? Here. Okay, I will just be doing the election of officers. As you guys can tell, I'm not on the commission, but per our ordinance, since I was last year's chair, I'm still the chair until a new officer is elected. We need to elect a chair, a vice chair, and a secretary for the two new people. The way that this is going to work, I will open the floor up for nominations. Please say your name and who you'd like to nominate. I'll get consent from that person that wants to be nominated. You can nominate people that are not here, but if you didn't get their consent prior, I probably wouldn't. Then I will ask for a second motion for the nomination, and then I'll ask for any other nominations, any further discussion, and then we'll vote. So that's how it will go for those three different things. So, any questions? You can open the floor up for nominations for chair of the Environmental Sustainability Commission. Anyone have a nomination?
I nominate Jennifer.
Okay, Peter. Jennifer, do you consent for that nomination? Can I get a second for that nomination?
I'll second that.
Okay. Are there any other nominations for chair? Hearing none, and no other further discussion. All those in favor of appointing Jennifer Dimitrov as chair, please say aye.
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 Any opposed? Okay. Jenny is our new chair. That one's done. I'll do the next two, and then you can take my seat, Jenny. Vice chair, can I open it up for nominations for vice chair?
I'd like to nominate Peter.
Okay.
No critique doesn't punish, right? I consent.
Okay. And a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you. Any other further nominations for vice chair? Hearing none. All those in favor of appointing Peter as vice chair, say aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Aye.
Oh, sorry, you said aye.
I said aye, yeah.
And the last one is secretary. We do not use this often, but we do have a secretary in this commission. They do notes when we have workshops. We do have we probably use the secretary more than any other commission in town, but maybe once a year job. So you can also self-nominate if you want to, but is there any nominations for secretary? Just say your name and who you want to nominate. I would, but I can't.
Can we table that till next?
No. We can, of course we can. I just wouldn't recommend it.
I can
Give it a go?
give it a go.
Okay. I don't think you'll be disappointed.
I'm good one, take her.
Okay, Joanna Helinski
Yes.
nominated herself, Joanna Helinski, for secretary. You have the consent since it's yourself. Can I get a second for that?
I second.
Second?
Oh, Jenny did it first. Any other further nominations? I would assume not. All those in favor of appointing Joanna Helinski for secretary, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you. So my job here is done. I will switch this over to Jenny.
And thank you for sticking around and seeing this through, so we could
Through February.
do this, so we could do this properly.
All right, switch you guys. I wish I could stay longer.
No, you stuck to the whole last meeting and got the ground rolling with this one, so.
All right, go ahead, Jenny, you can sit here.
Oh, okay.
You had the fun gavel there.
Do the next thing, then you see myself.
Comes.
Come on.
Okay. We're gonna move on now to consideration of the minutes. I just had one correction I'd like to have made for Adam. What's your last name? Easter, yes. He is on the Porter County Soil and Water Conservation District, not the Porter County Stormwater Management. That's all I had. Anybody else?
No.
Do we have a motion to accept the minutes as written with that correction?
I'll make that motion.
No, I'll second it.
Sounds good. Motion carries. To consider the min. Oh, we have to vote.
Yes, we said
All right, thank you. I don't know how to do this. All right, can I have a vote
we'll
on,
win together.
all those in favor of considering the minutes as written with one correction, say aye.
Aye.
Any noes? Okay, now, minutes have been carried. Any audience participation?
I'm
Nothing
sorry.
Anything you guys want to say today?
Thank you very much for the seed sowing.
Thank
Seed
you.
sowing. Can't say that 3 times real fast.
Yeah, okay.
But no, it was very enjoyable.
We got more stuff coming up, so
Yeah,
stay tuned.
we got our containers and
How many did you take home?
A lot. I thought, I left and I had no idea what we were doing. And I was like, I thought we were gonna make like, I don't know, I thought we were like making plantings to hand out to people or I
Yeah,
didn't know
doing
what,
something for the
I had no
farm.
idea
I
what it was.
thought we'd grow them a little bit first, and then maybe we can hand them out
Yeah, I
sometime.
had no idea. So then when they were like, oh no, we're planting them in, I'm like, oh, okay. So we have 8, I think.
More than me. I think I had 5.
so, no, it was very educational. I was really surprised with the amount of seeds
Yeah.
that she had and the different colors and, you know, so, yeah, I wasn't sure what to expect. I was, I guess, I mean, I'm glad we were there and we were able to get a lot. But it'd be, you know, obviously nice about how they, you know, how do we, you know, get more outreach and get more people participating,
That's the challenge.
right? And, you know, maybe that's something when that comes up, we can, you know, get other groups to help advertise that, I don't know, but, you know, the Soil and Water Conservation District can put it on their website. We don't have that many followers, we'd like to grow that too, you know, get more followers, but
Yeah.
I think it's, yeah, we, you know, obviously support putting that on the website, sure.
That would be great. And we're talking about the seed sowing workshop we had last Thursday. I considered it a success with 12 people showing up. And I think we planted about a little over 20 jugs of seeds. So we'll see what happens with them. Okay. Anything else? We can move on to the Earth Day cleanup plan. I think our students were gonna work on getting the high school involved somehow, but they aren't here. But we can go ahead and set a date and where we want to clean up.
Yeah, I think, what was it, Devin was gonna talk to Abel
Yeah.
about helping from the point of view, from trash classification maybe. And that was, I think, a suggestion you had, Adam, and Devin was gonna talk to Abel,
Yeah, and I was gonna support them, I didn't hear back from them, or I didn't know what the,
Yeah, they're seniors.
yeah, and Isabel was going to talk to the vice principal, but
Yeah.
yeah.
We don't know if that's happened yet, but we can still go ahead and
pick a date.
pick a date and where we want to clean up. Last year we did Waverly Road between 12 and 20, and also Lincoln Street.
Okay.
You know, that
So
gets a
would
little.
do you need support with that, someone to reach out to Abel?
Well, we'll see. I don't know if we're going to weigh it this year, or
It's what?
I don't know if we're going to weigh it or just have.
I wouldn't weigh it. I think that's more hassle than
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I think that was tied to the idea of having, seeing if we could arrange like a little mini, almost like a mini contest, if I remember correctly, right? So whoever had some kind of, even if it's just pride of we gather the most garbage or something like that, but if we need, I don't think we need to do that, so if it can materialize, great, maybe we can throw that on there something at the next meeting, because it would be sometime in, near the end of April we would do this, I would think.
Yeah,
And that might be something that if, depending upon what Able does, that's their business, right? They go in there, they process the trash, they, you know, they might be able to have some characteristics of what we find.
Yeah, something like that
You know,
too.
they give, you know, maybe that's just part of the report that they can get out for us. I'm guessing, I don't, you know, I'd have to understand more from them, what they do.
I mean, it'd be nice, it could be fun, or not, maybe a little fun for the teams and interesting for us, and some kind of way of understanding what's going into onto our roadsides and ground. I know Devin did that with some trash he collected last year. That might be nice to continue that, but I don't think it's critical. I think we can move forward with just a plan to pick a place and a date, or two even, if we get enough people.
I think the,
And I will offer that if you want me to go and try to reach out, I would be willing to
Okay.
do that, right? So, you know, to support, right? I mean, if Devin wants to do it, please feel free to, you know, make a phone call, but
okay,
I think they have I would imagine they would have an interest in, they're right down the road, so.
I know the only date that's got a lot going on is the 25th of April. Would the 18th be okay, or May 2nd? Anybody have thoughts?
I don't think I've got anything going, so.
It was pretty raw last year when we did. So later might be better.
Yeah, the warmer it is, the more people you'll probably get.
May 2nd. I don't know how many, if students will be willing to go out that day. And I think we met about 10 o'clock, 9 or 10 in the morning. Does that sound okay? Which one? 10? 10? I don't know, just,
25th of April?
May 2nd, we're gonna do it.
I'm sorry, what?
May 2nd,
You might be getting close to prom.
that too,
There
yeah.
might be a prom day and a track sectional or a something. I only know this because we're fresh to only 2 years out
Yeah.
from that. And that could be a prom and a track conference or
So
something.
that's the trade-off, right? A little
And
bit later,
I'm sorry, what?
a little bit later, we run the risk of running into those kinds of early end-of-year events for high schools.
Right.
Earlier, we run the risk of having a less pleasant day to be out there
Right.
cleaning
And
up.
I know Devin runs track.
It's a toss-up, because prom is usually kind of crummy too.
The 18th would not be good.
Okay,
25th would probably be better, and I don't have my May schedule, so I couldn't tell you about the 2nd.
okay. I know Porter County's having their Earth Day celebration on the 25th.
It looks like prom is in fact on May 2nd. So how do we, what is that? I know you had something in here about that. I saw something about that from the last discussion, the Earth Day extravaganza. What time is that? Do we know what time that runs?
It's kind of an well, I
All-day
think it's
thing?
all morning.
Okay.
Is anyone opposed to a Sunday?
I am not. I don't know if we would get more or less turnout for that.
Might have less traffic. I don't know. What's anybody else think? Would Sunday be okay?
When?
Doing it on a Sunday?
I don't know.
I know that runs, for some people, that might conflict with church in the morning, but that's probably the only real argument against.
You could also
Yeah, I
do it
don't-
like 11 o'clock on Sunday or something. or-
Yeah, we start a little bit
Noonish.
later.
I don't have a problem with it.
I don't either.
19th or 26th of April? Any preferences?
I think either day makes a difference to me. Guess I should double check that before I end up being accused of. No, neither one is. I say either one is fine for me.
Let's go with April 26th at noon. Hopefully people will still be in the Earth Day spirit and come on out.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. If anything, it might be nicer to be a little bit with the sun up and all of that, assuming the weather isn't nasty.
Yeah, warmer.
Yeah, a little bit warmer. If it was July, I'd be like, let's not do noon, but July or August,
Right,
I'd be thinking noon, but.
Okay. We've agreed on a date, April 26th, 12 noon for Earth Day cleanup. Are we okay with the two locations? Waverly Street, or Waverly and Lincoln Street?
Do we know if they tend to be the most the nastiest of the places for cleanup?
They were last year.
Okay.
Do you have have you seen anything else around town that you think needs some help?
No, I just walked here tonight, so, along Beam and all of that was fine. That doesn't get too bad.
I know our parks are pristine. They do
Yeah.
a really good job.
Somebody make sure that, either not too many people dump trash, or somebody make sure that bike path is pretty clean, so that's not too bad of a spot. So Waverly between 12 and 20? And Lincoln Street?
Yep.
And I wasn't here last year, so we would just give people both locations, show me the location, we have people assigned to both, and we just.
We have a meet at the Dollar General.
Okay.
That huge parking lot, and they don't mind.
Okay,
And, we hand out the grabbers and,
gotcha.
Trash bags.
yeah.
Didn't they have to sign a waiver last year?
And waivers. Yeah,
Okay.
I will get in touch with Corinne on that, and Corinne came out and helped us with that. And then, street department will put out signs, caution people working, and they will pick up the trash. If we just leave it there by the signs, they'll come pick it up. So I'll get in touch with Jamie and Corinne. Okay, shall we move on to our native garden brochure? Were you able to get that on the,
Mm-hmm.
all right. Have a peek at that.
Which one do you want first?
It
One-
doesn't,
any one of the
either,
native,
any of them, I suppose. That would be the front, back, and overflow of I'll call it the location design. 'Cause it's all about the locations, right? I don't know if we could do a couple of things. Is the intention to print these, by the way? To actually have these printed as brochures?
yeah, we're gonna print some, and I also wanted to,
Put a digital version up?
yeah, for,
Okay,
Dunes Tourism,
okay,
because they have other areas where you can see native flowers, and
Okay.
some of them aren't native, but they were willing to put ours on their
we might make
website.
some slight adjustments. I create it with a bleed at the edges, but that usually costs more, so give that, I don't know how we get stuff printed. I noticed we did have the Town of Porter logo. Tammy, would it be possible to get a copy of that to put on there? So I could actually use it, brand it with the rest of our,
I can send it to you tomorrow.
okay, thank you. And then from there, it's mostly, can we get some photos, maybe some copy? I'll do some other touching, like copyright notices and addresses and contact info. If we want to put any contact info on there, I'll add some of that with the next pass. But do we prefer that design, or Tammy, did you do the other one that has the front and back? Let's see, it might
Which
be,
one is that?
let me see, probably one
Mark,
of those
that
maybe.
one?
That'd be the inside, where we would have
All right, hang on. How about
that
that
one.
one?
Where the back cover, we might talk about something like with, specifically calls, since you've already done part of this on the site already, the milkweed and the monarchs.
Yeah.
I know I called it our mission, but it could be a more general statement about the advantages of why we might want to plant native gardens. Doesn't have to be a mission statement as much as just something to say there.
Mhm.
Fill in with some pictures, we don't have a lot we want to add. And then, on the inside, we would do either, if Tammy can go back, do you mind, Tammy, to the previous page? We could either do the separate locations, or thinking more about, I think, what Tara was getting at last time we talked about this, maybe just one giant map of Porter. And then if we wanted to ever update the locations, because we had more locations, you just keep dropping pins on the map, so to speak.
Yeah,
Because this runs out of room eventually, right? This approach eventually runs out of room. It's nice if we had pictures of all the gardens, it could present each of them at least a picture of each. But you start running out of room at some point, or the pictures get so small they're pointless. So I can play around with the inside design, maybe a map approach too, and see what people think. So
So you can't do both, a map and then some,
we could do
Maybe
some
mini-
maps and some pictures. I could try to play around with that too, maybe some small pictures with the map. It's just, if we had little maps, or even, if you go back, Tammy, go back to the last, I think probably the last one maybe. Yeah. This is if we just did locations, even here, eventually you start to run out of room if you want maps and pictures. But if we had one bigger map on half or 2/3,
Mhm.
a few pictures, maybe some call outs. So let me play around with that a bit.
may I make a suggestion?
Go ahead.
For someone who's really naive about plants, and you wouldn't have to identify all of them, but it might be like something like the purple flower or whatever that you might wanna show a picture of the flower and say what the flower is. I don't know.
We can add a little bit on that, some of the things we most
I'm
want to
not saying
stress.
I will remember
keystone
this.
plants
Yeah.
that we, really want people to,
I don't think we have to do all the plants, but, like the top
The
3 or
big-
4.
yeah. the milkweed, the goldenrod.
Yep, and in that list we have our mission, which wasn't really fully thought through as to the right wording for that. We could even have a small list of other plants too, in addition to that, right? Like other plants that are natives to the area are, and that way gives people a reference point to start looking up the stuff if they want to. So it might be nice for this to be not just about the gardens, but since I know part of what we want to do is try to encourage people to start
Right.
doing this for themselves.
And they don't have to start out huge.
Yep, is just give them a little bit
That
of
would be
guidance on how to
great
get
on the
started.
mission.
So
What
I
about,
think-
putting a QR code on there?
Actually, it's funny you should
Take
mention that.
Take you to a,
We could do
website.
that.
Yeah, that's an awesome idea.
Yeah,
That is-
QR codes
that
for-
is brilliant.
Because my wife even suggested what she said, what about putting QR codes for the maps? So people have the brochure on their phone, they can just scan the QR code in. Now they have directions where they need to go, not just,
well,
a
not
map.
only that's good because then it's easy to change.
yes,
Somebody decides, hey, I'm tired of people coming by my house, or somebody just lets their garden go. It's easier to pull it off because it's not on a piece of paper.
yeah, do we want to, I know, what are the 5 locations again? I know, can you run them through, Jennifer, again for me?
Augsburg Lutheran, Yost, Hegman Library, Town Hall,
And what's the 5th?
and
Oh, these aren't private.
Hawthorne Park.
Okay, so these are currently all public, so
Yeah.
we're,
All right.
that's what I wanted to be sure of, that's,
Yeah.
so we don't have to be so much about that with
We're
these
not gonna
first
go by
5.
No,
Um,
In Hawthorne Park, it's the memorial.
Right. Hawthorne and QR codes for, like, that's, you're thinking like a QR codes for how to get started or some resources for how to,
Yeah, I
Mhm.
think that's
That'd be great.
or, it can even be an event calendar too, or whatever the hell. I mean, as people wanna,
yep.
layer it in, I don't know. But I like
Maybe we
that, that's a great idea.
Can we find a place on the website for something like that, Tammy, like a resource page even?
That would be a Corinne question,
Okay.
and she's on vacation this week, so
Okay,
don't
we,
reach out to her this week.
that's fine. When do we wanna have this ready to go by and get it printed and out the door and someplace that we could have to hand out and all of that?
Let's give ourselves till May or June.
Okay. Okay, that'll give us some time to talk to Corinne, work things out. If we need to get a little bit of web work done, we can do that and set up like a resource page almost for that. Which then, to your point, we can add and remove resources as they become available, which would be
Right.
nice. We're not locked into that.
We just got the butterfly.
I saw that.
It looks really nice on the town website, if you ever want to check that out.
And you could also, you know, with the map, if the map gets too busy, that could be part of the QR code.
Yeah.
So look at the map. Whatever, I mean, I think you've got a really good conceptual space there, right? It's how do you attract and say limited things, but then you use a QR code for people to do the deep dives.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's one way to, that's a way to take this then, because that way, we can keep this focus on getting them interested, then if they want to dig deeper, they can dig deeper. We don't give them this overwhelming, wall of text or information to have to digest. We keep it to what might be the most interesting to somebody actually wanting to look at things to start.
Sure.
And we can, talk together between
Yep.
meetings and.
And I can cope with it. I'll put together at least one more sort of layout that we can then look at and try to get some real stuff in there.
Sounds good. Anybody else have any comments or questions? Okay. We'll move on to the IDEM Clean Community Tier Advancement. This is something Tara and Corinne, well, actually it wasn't Corinne, it was Laura Madigan got us into. And we, you know, at your first level is bronze, and you have an opportunity to advance to the silver tier. Can we put up the list of projects that are acceptable for tier advancement? That was, yeah.
So I'm clear, these are the projects to advance the silver tier. And we have to complete some of these.
4 of them for, we're a small town, so we only have to do 4.
Okay. So 4 from any group, or the 4 of the prerequisites, or do we know?
Whatever we can,
Okay.
Like, we're not gonna conduct a greenhouse gas
Inventory,
inventory
no, probably not.
or develop a climate action plan by ourselves. Adopt green grounds and maintenance practices, maybe some other time. I don't think we can become a tree city. I don't remember why. Oh, we have to have a tree board.
it's hard enough to have this board.
So,
Yeah.
you know, that's, nix that. Storm ready community, I don't know how to do that. The tracking and reporting of municipal energy use was a prerequisite, so Laura Madigan must have sent something in about that. Implement energy conservation efforts. Implement anti-idling campaigns. That's something we could work on with Yoast. See if they will, you know, turn their buses off while they're waiting for the kids. That's all I can think of on that. The Soul Smart community, Soul Smart has been disbanded, unfortunately. And this town doesn't seem interested in solar at this time either. Start a bike scooter share program. To become a charging smart community. These are, would have to be discussed with other commissions. I
Yes,
think.
most of these would be.
You might wanna reach out to Mike about past local ordinance improving stormwater management, because we do have a storm board. And I would contact the fire chief and ask him about an open burning ordinance, cause I think we have one of those too.
I think you might be right.
Yeah, I think someone on this commission worked on the stormwater ordinance. Open burning ordinance?
Yeah. We can talk to
So
Jay
is
about
this,
that.
for these community programs, are they scaled by size of the community? Like, I mean, like Valpo, they have, 10 times more people than Porter. Do they,
I think they just, you don't have to do as many projects the smaller you are.
okay,
We're about 5,000-ish, and we have to do 4.
I think Tammy had a good, that's a good idea, like with the stormwater, right, updating, cause I think I sat in there a little bit, the MS4 program, renewing the permit to it, and I think that's just. I
That's
think
that's the stormwater management.
Yeah, but I mean, just the language or whatever, if there's some things that could be, you know, adjusted, or there might be, you know, some of the stuff might be doing it, I think.
Right.
No, I can't.
Should I meet with the Stormwater at their next meeting and ask how they could,
I would talk to Mike first.
Barry? Okay. All right, we'll move on. I might even send this to Michael Berry, see if he thinks there's anything on there we could,
That'll work. I can show it to him tomorrow too.
okay. Establish a community garden. There's one at Higman.
Oh, yeah,
We
that's
could
right.
put that on, and implement green infrastructure. I think our gardens are a start with that. The brownfields inventory was a prerequisite project, so I don't know what Laura submitted for that. Implement brownfields reuse planning. I don't think we have agriculture to protect here. I think that's a good idea. Let Michael Berry look at it and see what he thinks we should submit. That sound good?
Yeah, see if there's anything, anything on here he can see that we'd already be doing or that we could qualify with.
Yeah.
And then I wonder,
So do we do, with the leaf pickup and stuff, do we have a composting program with all the debris that's picked up?
I think they dump it down the street, down Beam.
yeah, right, I
Yeah.
think right down there, there's a gated area that you're not allowed to enter. Sure.
Isn't that the brownfield? That's
Yeah.
the old, it's
Yeah.
the
That's
old,
the brickyard.
old
Yep.
brickyard, so.
They dump a lot of that there.
It's an old brickyard?
Mhm.
Where is it?
If you go right down Beam, out towards 20, on the left side, just before, the entrance to it is just before, there's like, you'll see a gated entrance down a path. That whole area, I think, is part of that, or was at one time. But, there's a gated entrance just across from the fire station and, help me out, so what was I looking for, Tammy?
Before the bridge?
Yeah, right before the bridge, right across from the fire station, just past the school, and you're on your left if you're heading towards 20. I guess I make that the south side of
And
the
that's,
street.
that's where they put, the
Dump some leaves.
So what do you need to do to make it as a compost? You just need to throw some,
I think that's something Michael Berry is interested in, so maybe, I don't know that he would let, people dump stuff in there at this point yet.
But that could be that could end up being municipal if you wanted to go that route. That shouldn't be a hard.
It's municipal property, so
Yep.
it's
So
a
that would
redevelopment.
even if we're just dumping leaves and things, that would qualify that potentially.
But I don't think they know what they're doing with that property yet.
No, yeah, I said the RDC two issue. Yeah, I don't think we know either what we're doing with that yet. That's still one of those.
Are they looking for grant money or a loan?
Good question. I think we'll probably talk about that more again next week, but.
I know NERC seeds can help.
We've had different thoughts about what to do with that, and I have to go back and dig in where we are with that. I know that kind of fell off the radar again a bit, because I know they were getting some testing done, if I remember correctly, some final testing, but I don't know where that all ended up.
but that whole area that you're talking about, I gotta take a look at it, right? That's right by a pretty, the watershed, going, the runoff and.
I believe so. It's across from the school, across from the fire station.
And then you got a river, right? You got,
Yeah, that, right, that doesn't run too far from there, correct.
so just that, seems like it's, I don't know, it just seems, I don't know enough, but it seems like something's there.
Yeah, this is something we're gonna have to talk with other commissions and
Yeah, because
the town.
as Tammy pointed out, there is discussion about doing something with that property. The question is what? That's still the overriding question is,
And cleaning it up.
yeah, and then whatever cleanup is necessary to do that.
Okay. We'll work on that some more next month. The April Urban Pollinator Workshop at Augsburg. A couple of the gentlemen from Urban Pollinators is gonna do a little workshop to talk to people about converting lawn to restoring it to native wildflowers and grasses. Yeah, have you ever met Scott Paula?
No, I don't believe I have.
And I'm not sure who he's gonna have come with him, but he says we can do that the week of April 20th, and it'll be during the week in the evening.
In the evening, or?
In the evening, yeah. And I'll let you know as soon as we have a date set and the church knows about it. Don't think we'll get too many church members.
Where's the
Augsburg is also on Beam, at the corner of Beam and Mineral Springs.
Basically, the other side of the bridge, and a little ways down.
And we're gonna need, someone to put together a post for Facebook. I'm not on Facebook, so that's been kind of a stressor for me.
I could probably take care of that.
You wanna do that? You know how to,
Good with TikTok?
huh?
I'm just
None of them.
That's where Devin and Isabel come in, right?
I know, but, yeah, they've run out of time to,
You're talking about just a post on a Facebook page?
or creating an event. You know
Yeah.
how to do that? So we know
Oh,
how
yeah,
many
I
people.
I've got someone at home that can teach me how to do that. so.
Good, okay. And we'll see if he's got some pictures or something he wants put out. Yeah, so that's nice to post it as an event, because then we know how many people are interested or
Right,
coming.
right.
And then we usually share it with We Love Porter and Chesterton Happenings. I'm not sure if you're on those pages.
Yeah, I'm actually I think I'm on both of them,
Okay.
so.
I'll let you know when the date is set.
That would be the week of our meeting on that Tuesday. So the 21st would be our meeting day.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we won't do it then. Or unless we hold it over there.
And I don't think I have anything else to do that week. So,
Or we could do it earlier. It'd be nice to be outside in the light, so yeah, we could do it before 7.
true.
Okay.
Do we know how long the presentation would be?
Probably an hour,
Okay.
if that.
If you did it, maybe want to give people a chance to get home and get out there from work and stuff. So
5:30.
say maybe 5:30 if you did it a little bit earlier on a Tuesday. When is time changed? Does anyone remember when time changes? Pick up that extra hour of
I
daylight.
wanna say I've seen somewhere March 2nd.
That early? Okay.
Hang on.
If it's before then, we'll pick up that extra hour of daylight too, so.
March 8th.
Okay, so we're pretty close to, yes, we'll have that extra hour of daylight. By then, that should be well after 7 before it gets dark, I would think, wouldn't it? So, but if it wasn't Tuesday
It'll
week,
be at least 6 something before it gets dark.
yeah, maybe not after 7, but yeah, we can do it a little bit later, maybe if we don't do it on Tuesday too, if they wanted to.
And then next up is European Market. I applied for their free table for nonprofits and commissions, city commissions, to do some kind of outreach with the public, and I chose September 5th or September 26th. And I have not heard back yet from them if which one we get. We only get one. And I thought if any of our seeds we sowed have popped up by then, we could give them away.
September 6th, what was the other one you picked? Jenna?
September 5th or September
Fifth.
26th?
5th or 26th, sorry.
All right, should we move on to new business?
Sure.
The Purdue Entomology Blacklight Evening Program. This is something Brian from Parks sent to me and asked if we'd be interested in doing this. So I thought I'd have you guys take a vote on that. Do you have the entomology blacklight thing?
Yeah, that's gonna be I have it, but I can't get it up here because of the recording. I have to get out of something to get back in, and
I have a printout
Pass
of
it
the,
around.
yeah.
He didn't answer me when I said, well, do we have that at Hawthorne Park? But I think that would
there's
be-
one copy there too.
Okay.
If you haven't seen this, you don't have a copy of it. So what was Brian looking for from us for that? To kind of
if
host
we-
us and
yeah.
have at least one or two people from the commission there to kind of be as
Yeah.
sponsors?
And what is misspelled?
Fascinating. I didn't even read.
Fascinating? Oh, and this is from Purdue.
Should we tell them or not?
I would.
So, are we looking for someone to reach out to them? Are we looking for,
I'm willing to do that.
okay,
I think the more community outreach we do, the better. So, and,
and I would be willing to, depending when this was being done, if I could make it, I'd be willing to be there to be like the point of contact for this.
it's probably gonna be like July, when
That's fine.
the moths and stuff are out. I was also wanting to add a little something to it. Remember Doug Talamy I talked about last meeting? He has some free programs he does that we could put out on a screen. You know, he has that screen for outdoor movies. We could have him talking about the importance of natives and how to help insects and things. He's an entomologist, actually. He's not a botanist or anything like that. He's into this because of the insect decline. So, yeah.
It kinda all goes together anyway.
Mhm. Yep. The circle of life. So what do you think? We want to try this?
Sounds good.
Yeah, I think it is. I wonder if they'll discuss things like how excessive light also affects insect populations and things like that too, especially for nocturnal insects. There's a book I saw, I can't remember what it's called now, at the library recently, I haven't had a chance to go to reading it yet, that talks about, the light flooding that we all do with our, some of us have no control because it's part of your front yard, this is the town lights, but how that can affect insect patterns at night and their ability to, for a term, function correctly and do their insect things, do their nocturnal insect things properly.
And we sent our recommendations on a lighting ordinance to the council, waiting to see if it goes through.
I mean, you do need some lights for some things. Obviously, we can't go completely dark. I'm not sure we'd want to turn off all the lights on Lincoln Street at 7 o'clock at night. No,
I think those are pretty bug-friendly,
but
or bird-friendly at least.
something to think about.
Are there more critical times than others, like turtles? Like turtle nesting is like certain times that
Good question.
people are more conscientious about it than others?
I know there
It
is
goes
for
for the
birds.
birds, yeah.
Mhm. Bird migration times, getting people to turn their lights off at 10 o'clock.
Oh, yeah.
But it might be something rather than, might be targeted approach, if you can say, here's more awareness at these 2 weeks or 3 weeks, maybe that's something.
Mm-hmm, yeah, as opposed
They
to,
get
yeah.
more participation rather than saying, turn on all your lights
Yeah, that's a good
You
point.
know?
Kind of like we talked last time about trying to get people to participate, like in maybe a 1 month, only ask if you want to give out, right? Don't give out plastic stuff to everybody that comes in your door if they're doing takeout, ask. We talked about that last time, I remember. Same idea. Instead of making it a year-round thing out of the gates, ease people into the idea. Don't just,
Yeah. Well, and I don't know, I've got most of my security lights and stuff, they're all motion
detector,
sensors.
yeah.
I don't know how much, I've never really read up on it to get too well versed on it. So I don't know if motion lights are good or bad.
They are recommended.
Yeah,
yeah, the only light we have is the one that we live over in, Wood Lake Springs, is we have there's always the always on at night, yard light that everybody has in their yard, which we
Yeah.
can't control.
The solar lights?
They're not well, I don't think they're well, are they? They're solar activated, whether that's a solar powered, I don't know, but they're solar activated, but yeah, we can't,
We got the light sensor on ours.
Yeah, we
that
can't-
automatically turns on.
yeah, we can't do much about that. We don't really have any other lights we ever run around the house though, so that's the only one. We mostly keep the rest of the lights off.
was it something like in the subdivision?
Yeah, the whole subdivision is lit that way, which is nice if we want to take a walk at night, I guess.
Yeah.
but-
Okay, well, I will, look into this and get back to you with it on the next meeting. And then this NERC invasive ornamental replacement, they got this program already up and running. I just want to, promote it. That's another Facebook thing we can post. And, yeah, that's what you would need to put up
Where would you want it put? I mean,
in Facebook.
yeah,
Just those Chesterton happenings and Porter, We Love Porter.
yeah, all right.
And then there's another program, Calorie Pair Removal Grant Program, and that's out of Hamilton County. And I watched a webinar about it. It was pretty interesting and very well organized, and gave all the tools you would need to start that. They offer $400 to anyone removing a calorie pair.
Oh. $400?
Yeah, we would have to apply for a grant to get, and they would give us X amount. But I haven't really looked into it. I wanted to run it by you guys first. And there's also Porter County Soil and Water Program. And that's not giving away trees, but we would buy some. You saw this?
Yeah, I've actually ordered some already.
He's already ordered. This is from Porter County Soil and Water. We could get some
Well, they have free trees.
what?
Says free native trees.
Only if you're gonna take down
It's what?
only if you're going to take down a invasive ornamental.
Oh,
Yeah, burning bush, calorie pear, honeysuckle.
Well, come on
Tree
by
of
my
Heaven.
Come on by my house, you can dig up as many of those as you want.
They want you to dig them up. And, yeah, you have to prove that you've dug it up,
Yeah,
and I think the grant program would really help.
so where do you find, I mean, I'm sure the internet, but you know, the invasive species that are around here, the predominantly, I mean,
you find them everywhere.
Oh, you mean
yeah, I don't-
information on?
Yeah,
if I knew what they were, but
Look up plant. That's the LaPorte County Invasive Species Commission. I'm sure Jacob knows about them. He goes to those meetings. And,
okay.
yeah, they want to do,
If you
what
just do a Google search on invasive plants in Indiana, I guarantee you you'll come up with all kinds of pictures and everything,
Mhm.
so. That's usually what I do.
Do they have an app like on your phone that you could put it
Yeah.
on there and click on there and say,
yeah, if nothing else, I know there are apps that can identify plants for you these days, several, half a dozen, go ahead, sorry.
iNaturalist is an app that I use. It works pretty well. It's not just for identifying invasives, but it's for identifying any plants, and there's thousands of people using it now.
And what's it called?
iNaturalist?
iNaturalist?
iNaturalist.
Does it tell you which ones are invasives, or would you just have to cross-reference that with another list? Like, would tell you the plain if you have the list?
You can take a picture of it, and then it'll throw up suggestions as what they think that it is.
Ah, okay.
And it's, I mean, so long as you get a good picture, and if you can get it when it's flowering, it's pretty accurate.
Okay.
I mean, it's not perfect, but,
And sometimes they'll give you information, like this is
Yeah.
invasive, and
Right, but if it doesn't, if you can get a name, you can look that up in another list even then.
yeah. But I do believe, though, a lot of times that if it's an invasive, I don't know if it says it's an invasive, but if you read into it, you'll
Yeah,
figure
you'll,
it out,
yeah.
It tells you whether it's native or non-native. That it does.
Okay.
And as for getting the bundles of trees, do you only have them available in on those dates? I think it's May.
Yeah.
May.
Yeah, that's pretty much usually when they do that, it's like the DNR. The DNR's got a range of time when you go pick them up, and that's it.
Yeah, Thursday, April 9th from 8 till 4.
Oh, April.
Yeah.
Right. So we could possibly give some away at the tree, or the Earth Day cleanup. When people register. We'll have to think about that. I have to ask Corinne.
So one thing we could, if people would buy trees in Porter County, I mean, we could probably arrange something, you know, pick them up and distribute them someplace here, rather than having to go out to Valpo. I mean, I'd be willing to do that, right?
Okay.
I've made a couple of calls to the DNR to see if there's anything we can do with them, but unfortunately, I have not gotten any calls back, so
I mean,
should probably send an email.
I'm gonna try to talk to them and say, why don't we give away the first, 500 trees, free trees or something, or is it, for the different organizations, but we see, we're kind of discussing some of that stuff in our long-term strategy, but
Where would be a good place in town for tree pickup? Town hall, or how about the dunes?
to what,
Where would be a good place to do a tree giveaway?
Hawthorne, if we could get access
Park?
to it, because there's a fair amount of parking there too.
Yeah,
If it's not too busy, there's places you could set up and park. We could
Yeah.
probably ask Brian if he'd have any objections, or at least if we once we had a date, we could ask if Brian if that would interfere with anything else. Because you don't want to do that if they're having another big event. You don't want people
Yeah.
driving in for
Right,
that if
yeah.
you can avoid it.
right in the middle of
Would
somebody's.
that make sense, Tammy? Check with Brian on something like that if we had a date?
Yep.
Okay.
is there a shelter over there?
There is.
Yeah, we could do it at a shelter,
There are a couple of
Or-
shelters up there,
right in front of the
or right in front of
community
the,
building.
community building.
You
Those
don't
are
have
the
to
two
go in.
places, depending on the weather, would make the most sense.
I would check with Brian.
Yep.
And I will check with Corinne and see if we can
I'm sorry.
donate. I'll check with Corinne, see if we can donate any money towards it too. So April 9 is when they're supposed to pick up. That's all I have. Anybody have any comments or thoughts?
The things that you want, I have been taking notes, but just, if you could just,
I'll send them to you.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have
Before I
anything yet.
post anything, I'll send it to you and so you can
Okay.
kinda,
Sounds good.
actually, I send it to the group and everybody can comment on it.
Yeah, the only thing I have so far is the NERC
That would
invasive
be
ornamental.
that one that was just up.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you have
Do I have your
any,
email?
What's that?
I don't know if I have your email.
It should be in with the group email.
I wonder which one I gave you.
Jennifer, can I see that thing from the soil?
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And if you can get any photos you have, email me anything you have like that, any copy we've used other places that we've developed, that might be helpful to start
There
me
might be
off.
some with
I can steal
us
from
in
them.
it, but we can
Okay.
cross out.
Yeah, I can play around with that.
Okay.
I can steal a copy for the monarch section from the butterfly presentation, but I don't have a lot of, if we have other stuff on the gardens, I don't have a lot of copy for that. So if we have anything we've said before about that you can point me to, so I have a place to start. Otherwise, I can try to make stuff up and then we can edit over the next couple of months.
Okay. Well, we're gonna be busy.
Yes, we are. For not having any gardens to plant this year, we're gonna be very
Yeah.
busy.
Do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll motion to adjourn.
Yes?
Joanna seconds. Meeting adjourned at 7:57.
Well,